So how did Barn Party USA? How did the concept? You know, how did all of this come about?
This whole story is in Dave Yates's head. It started out in 2006.
Okay.
And it was supposed to run like 6 weeks.
We had several videos, you know, Steve, and we were selling them or whatever we could. And what we ended up doing, you know, figuring out Insight would let you do a little 30-minute show. So I thought, well, we'll run them on there for 6 weeks. And when the 6 weeks was up, they said, well, you know, here's your schedule to come in the next time. And I said, okay. And she goes, you gonna be doing more shows, right? And I said, oh yeah. And I'm thinking, where am I gonna do?
Yeah, of course
these
we
are all the videos we have.
Of course we are. You don't think we're like doing this for just 6 weeks or something, do you, lady? Yeah.
So yeah, I go back and talk to the guys in the band, Mike Reed. I said, we got to come up with some more. And he's yeah. I said, well, we'll just take it to the bar with us. So we did that a couple of times. Said, well, now we're playing here, and finally we figured out, well, we need some more bands, you know.
Right.
So that's where the idea came. Hey, our buddies are playing over here. We'll take the camera, and it, you know, kind of grew out of that.
But it's great entertainment, and it amazes me that you just kind of got this idea, and let's just do it for 6 weeks and
yes,
and
took off
see how it goes.
Yeah, and ran for probably 2 or 3 years. And
3 years, yeah.
And then started doing reruns, and Tim stepped up. You know, he was behind the camera, and he said, well, can I take it on? And I said, definitely. I'd love to see it keep going. And man, he's really ran with it.
I worked CBS Sports since '98. Walked the golf courses with Tiger Woods,
So he kind of
Vince Gill.
came from this.
I've done golf, football, basketball, college and professional.
On a movie set here in Louisville, wasn't there a
Yeah,
movie?
I've been a transportation captain for 3 different movies here in shot Louisville. One called Keep Your Distance, another one How You Look to Me, and the last one Paper Cut.
Wow.
And I've met a lot of people, a lot of actors, Stacy Keach, Nora Dunn. I've met a lot of people that way.
So the thing's been going for 5 years now.
Yeah,
this
5
year.
years.
This year, August will be 5 years, and no telling how much longer he'll take it.
I'll take it as long as they'll let me take it.
Yeah, he's out there in the midst of it now.
I love it. I can't think of doing anything else. For 3 years, we ran across 7 or 8 states from New York to Hawaii. And right now, I've started sending episodes back to Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, which they also play it on DATV there, datv.org. You can see our shows on the computer. So if you don't have Insight, you can still catch us on the internet.
Everybody, almost everybody, has got internet. That you've either got a computer or you've got it on your stinking phone. And I've got an old phone with the rotary dial at the house, just cause. Well, I want to tell you, that thing's louder than most rock bands when it rings, man. It'll swell your eyes shut. You standing close to it. When we did some tunes in the barn down there outside of Nashville, you know, it was fun. I walked in there and saw some awards hanging on the wall. Of course, it's Owen Bradley's place, and Owen, for those of you who may have lived under a rock, this country music icon produced Brenda Lee, Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, folks like that. And I'm seeing these awards on the wall, and Owen Bradley walks in, and his pants are about a quarter round out of center. And he's just like talking to your grandpa, you know. He was one of us, and we were one of him at that moment. No pretense, just how you boys doing? And we started telling stories. We'd talk about Ramona Inn, and he'd talk about doing gigs with Patsy and Loretta. And I'm like, why am I even here? I don't even belong down here at all. But what I was talking about earlier, and I didn't realize that David Yates was involved in this until Tim and I got a little deeper into the conversation up there on that Sunday on Dixie Highway. But David and I have got a little music history here. We before the Uncle Pecos days, Steve Wallace and I got with David in a group called Black Label, and we played a place at one point called Little Dave's Riverport Inn, which was owned, run, and managed by the one and only Dave Branson from right here in Brandenburg, who had Little Dave's down to the river, and has got some stuff going on in Breckenridge County. And great guy, because we ate at Little Dave's. My wife and our in-laws ate at Little Dave's, and Little Dave kept looking at each other like somebody owed somebody else some money. You know that look.
Yeah,
but we couldn't figure it out. And he, was a great host. He come around. Is everything okay? Do you need it? No, we're good, man. We're good. And finally, we about the same time said, we know each other from somewhere. And I said, did you ever own the Riverport Inn or have that? He said, yeah, you guys work for me. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it, because it was really ringing a bell hard, but not hard enough for me not to enjoy these steaks. That walked out of there with Dave's marinade recipe that night.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was a
Well,
pretty good move.
that's a
Yeah, I'm
bonus.
pretty proud of that. Yeah, it is.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it ain't no 11 herbs and spices, but here locally, it's a big deal.